Henry, look. I spent the happiest years of my life in this forge. It's such a shame to see the old place just left like that to... Henry! Stop that. Come on, we still have to go to the market.
Looking for something, lad?
I was just...
You won't find nothing here no more. Best move along.
Forgive me. It's just that... I remember this forge from my childhood. When I was a boy, my pa, Martin, brought me here.
Wait, Martin? My husband had an apprentice called Martin. That was your pa?
Well, I'm not sure.
If you're saying he showed you this forge, I reckon he's the same Martin who used to apprentice here.
He was my stepfather, but he raised me as his own.
That doesn't surprise me. Even as a lad, I could tell his heart was in the right place. How's he doing?
Unfortunately, he died.
I'm sorry to hear that. My God, Martin's adult son? Time really does fly.
He told me back then he spent the best years of his life here.
Aye, aye. Those were good times, true enough. What's your name, lad?
Henry.
I'm Magdalene. It's a pleasure, Henry. Care to come inside for a chat? I've a fresh pot of soup on the stove if you're hungry.
I can't refuse an offer like that.
Glad to hear it. Come with me, then. I'm glad you like it.
Just like Ma used to make.
Back when your pa used to apprentice here, my Skodder's forge was the finest in Kuttenberg. Only then out of the blue he fell ill and I lost him. Everything's been downhill since then. His apprentices left and the blacksmiths' guild couldn't decide who to assign the forge to. Before they could make a decision, the forge's attic burnt down. I was visiting my sister in Visokar at the time. She's with the Lord now too, poor thing. I was left here all alone, on jointure. This room is the only one that stayed unscathed for the most part.
How did your husband get ill?
Out of the blue. He started coughing, got weak, then lay down, and never got up again. It wasn't the plague, but something nasty nonetheless.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What can you do? Such is life, lad.
Did Martin really not want to take over his own forge?
He was just a lad at the time, and taking over a forge is no easy feat. The guild has its own rules and who to assign it to.
How did the forge's attic burn down?
How do you think? Someone set it ablaze. Hard to say if it was just some brats or those good-for-nothings from the hole. That's the watering hole next door. But it doesn't matter now, they never caught anyone. All that came of it is that nobody's wanted the forge for 20 years. But look at me rambling on. I'm sure you're not interested in the rantings of some old crone.
I am interested.
It's kind of you to say that. I keep trying to explain to the guild that it's not a lost cause. We just need someone who will bring this place back up. But it's like talking to a stone wall year after year. The guildmasters are too worried about their own business to listen to me. But I'm convinced if we were to find a talented blacksmith, the workshop could be as beautiful as a chapel, like when my old Skodder used to run it.
I could be that blacksmith.
You're a blacksmith? Like your pa? Christ, of course you are. I should have known. It only makes sense after all.
I can get my hands on some coin. And you're right, such a famous forge shouldn't be left to fall by the wayside.
If you were to take it over, that would be wonderful. Only you'll have to talk to the guild about it first. They make the rules. I reckon Master Bushek the Elder has the most common sense when it comes to this place. He might be able to help. He has an armourer's workshop in the town hall quarter. Hopefully he'll hear you out. But be warned. From what I know, the guild is careful not to let anyone that isn't from a blacksmithing family into their ranks. So don't mention Martin wasn't your birth father. It would only hurt your chances.
Thanks for the tip. I won't say a word. Thanks for the soup.
Good luck to you, Henry.
Look here, Menhard.
Danke, Heinrich, for standing up for us. You handled it well with the Friedusch. Schade aber, that we had to pay that Strafe. It is a disgrace. Auf jeden Fall, it is not over yet with those Kuttenberger Fechter. We must somehow compete with them to preserve our honor and glory. It is not possible that a Meister such as I can be rejected and humiliated.
Richtig. Es muss Gerechtigkeit geben.
Listen, Menhard. Tell me what it's all about. You have some charter from King Wenceslas.
Ja, genau.
Well, actually, I'd be interested in knowing everything.
Of course. Hör mal. Your King Wenzel sent me the charter and invited me here to Kuttenberg to set up a Bruderschaft der Fechter. I should serve here for 3 Jahre and teach Fechter. Then I would choose a new Meister from among them who would take my place when I went back to Frankfurt.
How come you came all this way for that? Wouldn't you be better off in Frankfurt?
Ja, aber King Wenzel promised much Geld. But the most important is my honor and my duty to teach good Fechten. The Frankfurt Meisters of Langschwert travel thus and start sword-fighting schools in towns of Deutschland und anderen Ländern. And one cannot refuse an invitation from the Tschechischen König. King Wenzel promised it would all be settled by the Kuttenberg Stadtrat. But before we got here, alles war anders. Ein neuer Stadtrat. Wenzel held captive and König Sigismund here with a big army. What is more, there was here already a Bruderschaft der Fechter, and Meister Nikolaus aus Prague came at the invitation of the Metzger Emmeram and other Bürger. Sigismund named a new Stadtrat, and they accepted Nikolaus and rejected our Charta. That is why I muss mich duellieren with Nikolaus and the anderen, to defend my guten Ruf and mein Recht. Aber they have refused, made cowardly excuses, and want to get rid of uns.
But our right remains. The Charta vom König Wenzel spricht klar.
Ja, we cannot just walk away and allow this öffentliche shame to continue.
Menhard, ich habe dis Idee. Aber Problem ist, we need a third man. Aber jetzt Schicksalsmeis upon us. And Heinrich ist hier.
Verstanden.
Heinrich will greifen us an der Arme. Ein einfacher kleiner Einbruch and we will beat them in their own game.
What's he saying?
We need your help, Heinrich.
It's filthy again.
You will have to do a little theft for us. It is an easy job, keine Sorge.
Look here. If you want me to go breaking in and stealing, you better tell me what for.
I understand your concern. I think we said it a little too schnell. It is not exactly stealing. We'll just borrow something from the Kuttenberger Fechter. We will return everything as we should after it is done. We cannot do it ourselves, because our Gesichter are too well known around here. So we have to ask you. You will not get in any trouble from this, I promise. Because we will show we are in the right. Believe me, we will reward you well. I will teach you much in the Kunst des Schwerts.
All right. I have a feeling you're in the right. And besides, you serve King Wenceslas. You can count on me.
Wunderbar.
Also zugestimmt? You will not be sorry. I will teach you many secrets of die Kunst des Schwertes. I will make you a great Fechter. Arne, lass es uns hören.
Also, es ist einfach. You must into der Fechthalle einbrechen und ihr Gildenschwert stehlen and then hang it am Rathaus.
Menhard?
Es ist so. You must break into their sword fighting hall and steal their Gildenschwert. Guild sword. They must not see you. You can recognize the sword sicher. It is surely a Meisterwerk. Then you must hang it on the Rathaus for alle Bürger to see. But no one must see you. Vielleicht it is best to go at night? Verstehst du?
I'm starting to understand your plan. The Kuttenberg swordsmen display their guild sword on the town hall to announce that they're accepting challenges, right? Except they would never do that themselves. So, we'll give them a little nudge. They won't be able to back down, and Menhard will get the duel he wants.
Exactly, Heinrich. I see you know a lot about Fechter traditions. That makes me happy.
Where do I find that sword fighting hall?
Natürlich hier in Kuttenberg, near the new gate. There, on the corner, is the Badehaus of Herr Adam. Die Fechthalle, the sword fighting hall, is behind it, opposite the small Burg on the Burgenstraße. Hradek Quarter. Du wirst sie leicht finden. They have a shield hanging up, and you will hear the swords ring.
All right, I'll steal their guild and shirt and hang it on the town hall. Klar.
Wunderbar. The main thing is, they must not see you. And if anything goes wrong, do not kill anyone. That would spoil our plan.
Yeah, murder can make things awkward.
Gut. Agreed. When it is fertig, come and tell me.
What would you like?
Master Bushek?
Aye?
I'm Henry of Skalitz. I'm interested in Master Skoda's old burnt-down forge. I spoke to his widow, Magdalena, about it.
For Christ's sake. She didn't pull you in off the street, did she? The mad old crone?
Well, more or less.
Old age must be sad. All I can tell you about the forge is the same thing I tell Magdalena when she bothers me about it. Even getting the building back into its original state would mean pouring a fortune into it.
I'd take care of the money.
Aye, but only a member of the Kuttenberg Blacksmiths Guild can work the trade around here. And you're not a member.
Could I join the guild?
It's not that simple. The guild is a private society made up of Kuttenberg burghers, and the other masters aren't too trusting when it comes to outsiders. So I reckon they won't be too keen on the idea.
How could I convince them?
That's hard to say. But maybe you'll make a good impression. But first, you'll be required to meet 3 conditions.
Which are?
First, you have to come from a respectable family. Second, you have to have blacksmithing experience. And third, you'll have to compete the guild's trial. Tell me, blacksmith, what sort of family do you come from? And what's your work experience?
Not only do I come from a respectable family, but a blacksmith's family too. You probably knew my father.
Oh? Well, where would I know him from?
From here. His name was Martin, and he used to be old Skoda's apprentice.
Wait, Martin? Your pa is Frisky Martin?
Frisky?
Aye, of course, Frisky. We used to call him that because, well, that doesn't matter. How's he doing these days?
I'm afraid he's no longer with us. He was killed during the raid on Skalitz.
Christ. I'm very sorry to hear that. When I knew him, he seemed like a good bloke and quite a talented swordsmith. Some of the masters were good friends of his. They were the same age at that time. To tell you the truth, that will likely affect your chances as a contender. As Frisky's son, you'll have a great opportunity to make an impression. So you'd better make the most of it.
Well, as far as experience, I helped at my father's forge. We made a sword for Sir Radzig Cobbler of Dvorets together.
Kobila, eh? The royal hetman. Is there any way for you to prove it?
I have the sword here. Would you like to see it?
No need. I'll trust you. But if the other masters happen to ask, be ready for anything. It seems answering questions about your family and experience won't give you trouble. Now for the most important part. Are you ready for the guild trial?
What does the guild trial involve?
The guild trial consists of a verbal exam and a practical exam. First, you'll have to answer a few tricky questions from my colleagues. And after that, you'll forge a sword to the best of your abilities right before their eyes. Of course, the trial comes at a small fee for each try. Well then, do you feel up to it?
What does the verbal exam entail?
In short, all the basics every good blacksmith should know. Can you read, at least a little?
I can. Quite well, in fact.
Glad to hear it. Everything you need to know is neatly laid out in this handbook on blacksmithing. And for a small fee, I'd be happy to sell it to you.
I'm interested in the handbook.
Here it is. You won't regret it.
I'm ready.
Great. But I'm afraid we're not. It will take some time to get things ready. We'll meet tomorrow at noon below the astronomical clock on the square. I'll take you to the Guild Forge, where the trial will take place. And one more thing. If you'd like, you can wait for the trial here. Just say the word. But first, I reckon you should take a look in that handbook.
Grüß Gott. Was brauchst du, mein Herr?
I'd like to go into the gardens. Why are you on guard here?
I'm afraid my sister is resting in the gardens and doesn't wish to be disturbed.
That's a very fine sword you have, Goodman.
And so it should be. It was made by my father, a master swordsmith.
Well, you can tell it's perfectly balanced at first glance. I may not be able to see the blade, but the way the hilt is fitted is clearly the work of a master craftsman.
It seems you know your stuff, good man.
I'm an apprentice swordsmith.
For someone from Kuttenberg? I'm surprised I haven't seen you before.
No, my master is Martin Menschy from Prague. We're just traveling north. My master wants to deliver a piece in person.
You don't say. Master Menschy is in Kuttenberg? Do you think I could talk to him? I admire his work, and so does my father.
Of course. Come to the Hangman's Halter Tavern. My master will be pleased to have company.
Thanks. If you want to enter the gardens, go ahead. Just keep away from my sister. My father has forbidden her to speak to men.
Don't worry. I'll give you my word as a swordsmith. Are you Miss Adletta?
That's me. And what is your name? You handsome fellow?
Henry.
A nice name. But I have to warn you, I won't be a miss for much longer. Seeing you here makes me regret that a little, though.
The pleasure's all mine. I'm here on behalf of Caspar Rudolph. It's about the book he lent you.
Caspar? Oh, the poor thing got a proper hiding from my father. How is he?
He's well. His wine business is flourishing.
I know perfectly well that it's not flourishing. But I'm glad Caspar at least has good friends.
What about that book? Do you have it?
When we were friends, he gifted me that book. There was no mention of it being on loan. And now he wants it back all of a sudden?
Caspar really needs that book. I mean, I need it.
And I need an explanation. Gifts aren't meant to be taken back.
Caspar wants to find out what the monks put in their monastery wine. Havel the innkeeper might know, but he won't tell just anyone.
Havel from the Emperor Charles Tavern? What does the book have to do with it?
That's the one. I need to pose as a wine connoisseur to pry some information out of Havel. But I don't know much about wine, so I need to read the book. It sounds crazy, I know.
It sounds like the plot of a play. Typical Caspar. And now I'm to be a co-conspirator. I'm glad I can at least be part of this little adventure. I don't get to have much fun otherwise. Here's Caspar's book. Tell him not to give up. I'm sure his plan will work out.
Thank you, miss. I'll tell him what you said.
Farewell, Henry. Never forget me.
Hey, my lovely. Zizka told me you found something out about Liechtenstein.
If only just Liechtenstein. I've only been here a couple of days, but I seem to know everything about this city and its sinful people. And about the Pope, the second Pope, Sigismund, Wenceslas, about the sickness of old men, the desires of young men, who I sometimes have to beat off with a stick. Simply everything. The tavern seems to be the fount of all knowledge.
You'll have to tell me more about the sinning part. That sounds interesting.
You youngsters are all the same, but work before pleasure. After we find Liechtenstein and free Cape Bon, we'll see.
I'll look forward to it. But anyway, about Liechtenstein. Anything new?
Well, there might be something. One of the girls I talked to told me her sweetheart frequents some nasty alehouse. And one of the regulars there recently started buying drinks for the whole house. Which is suspicious, because this fella is practically a beggar. Goatskin, they call him. They asked him where he got the coin, and he boasted that he was spying for some rich lord.
All right. That sounds promising.
Of course, it doesn't have to be Liechtenstein, but there can't be that many rich men who pay spies. And we have to start somewhere.
That's true. And you've spoken to this goatskin fella?
Not yet. I was rather hoping you'd do it. That grubby alehouse is a bit too wild, even for me.
That's saying something. Well, trying to get sense out of drunken wretches is quite a skill of mine. Does this place have a name?
I'm not sure if it's a name, but the locals call it the Hole in the Wall.
I see the owner's got a sense of humour.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's a joke. You'll find it in Hot Prink. There's no other alehouse in that quarter.
So goatskin in the hole in the wall. I reckon I remember that. I'll go and check it out.
Before you go, I wanted to ask. Nobody ever told me why we're actually looking for this Liechtenstein fella.
He might know where they're holding Cape on.
I'm sure lots of people might know that.
But Liechtenstein's on our side. At least I hope he still is. You never know these days.
But who is he? And why is he in Kuttenberg?
He's a young noble from Jobst's council. His family have domains in Moravia and Lower Austria. He's here to gather information about the enemy for Jobst. And judging by how important it was for Istvan to find out where he is, he's a real thorn in their side. And they're out to get him.
So we're getting involved in noble men's schemes again. That means trouble.
I'll do my best not to get us mixed up in all that.
Sure you will. But it can't be helped. There's a war on, and we have to fight. Watch out for yourself, Henry. I have a bad feeling about that district.
You're not the only one. Goodman Havel. May I?
Do I know you, good man?
No, I don't believe so. But I'd like to speak to you.
Aha! What can I do for you, good man?
When I asked where I should go in this city for good wine, your inn was recommended.
You've come to the right place. You won't find better wine in this city. Have you come from far away?
Very far, Goodman. I'm Henry, and I rarely hear my name spoken in my native tongue.
If you don't mind me asking, where have you come from? It's not customary to be armed in my inn.
I travelled around France.
Wonderful! It's not often I get the chance to talk to someone so well-travelled. It'd be nice to have someone to discuss the drink of kings with.
An invitation I can't refuse. Thank you.
Well, good man, how shall we begin our tasting? Ah, I know. How about a little white to begin with?
Excellent.
So, what do you say to that?
Hints of vanilla. That's uncommon. And I have to say, that greenish spring colour is perfect.
You're right. A rare flavour and colour tone. It's essentially a lighter wine. I like it because it's suitable for many occasions. When I don't know what to serve, I pull out a Moravian white. My father-in-law loves it. He'll be a blessed 70 years old this year, so I'm giving him a few casks to make his old age a little merrier.
That's very kind of you.
There's nothing but misers in this town. They wouldn't think twice about taking their own mother's last piece of bread. I'm not like that. Do I have money? Of course. But I don't hoard it. I try to make people around me happy.
And you're treating me to this wine. You're a real Samaritan. And like it says in the Bible, you give drink to the thirsty.
Anyway, let's have a cup of something else.
My thoughts exactly.
What shall we... Ah, I know. Let's have some red. How about a young Blaufränkisch from Austria? Or as we call it in Bohemia, Blue Frankovka.
From you, Goodman, anything. Pour away.
Quite a decent vintage.
A bit bitter for my tastes. But you said it's a young Blaufränkisch. I'm getting notes of black currant. The colour is dark, almost purple, but as it should be.
Yes, the colour enchants me every time. Almost like drinking from an inkwell.
Oh, I've never drunk ink. Would you recommend it?
My grandfather used to say, you won't know till you've tried it. He lived and died by that saying.
Uh-huh. What happened to him?
Well, the poor fella suffered from ulcers. So one day, true to his favourite saying, he tried drinking spirits to cure himself. Burn the canker, he said. Well, he burnt it so thoroughly, he was dead in a week. God rest his soul.
To your grandfather, and his contribution to advancing the knowledge of medicine.
If you've travelled so widely, tell me, in France, what wine do they appreciate the most? And I don't mean what wealthy nobility think, but what true connoisseurs like you and me appreciate.
Bordeaux claret.
Well, there must be 100 different kinds. And only the English call it claret, don't they?
That they do. I spent some time in England as well. You know how it is.
Well then, let's move on to the next one. After all that quality stuff, let's refresh ourselves with something simpler. Would you like a Hippocras?
Certainly. The better ones will go straight to our heads. And I'll admit, I do like it from time to time.
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's not easy to make a good Hippocras. Mine has an unusual ingredient in it. Let's see if you can tell what it is.
Very nice. I'd say it's mint?
Precisely. It gives a nice freshness, wouldn't you say? And there's a garden full of it right behind the tavern. I don't know where to put it all.
But it's missing some kick. I reckon your cook forgot to add something. Ginger. It's missing ginger.
But of course. The cook told me they didn't have any at the market. You have a refined tongue, good man. I'll give you that. After that Hippocras, we should have something more high class. I've got a rare Hungarian wine from Eger. Very strong and very sweet.
Bring it on. This is no time for weak wine.
My thoughts exactly. So what do you think? Good, isn't it?
Very strong. Matured in an oak barrel, undoubtedly. colour is excellent as well. A crimson red. The smell is heavy, spicy, almost suffocating. I have to admit, I haven't had much Hungarian wine, but maybe I should change that.
I drank this particular wine from Egger at a banquet held to celebrate the new city council. Hungarian government, Hungarian wine, and Hungarian delicacies. I was so looking forward to enjoying some nice Hungarian sausages or pate, but I ended up leaving disappointed.
How so?
They started bringing out melons, apples, plums, and all sorts of other fruit. And finally, they served fish. I don't eat fish, and fruit makes me burp. So I went hungry at a feast.
Well, that's very unusual. Fruit, fish, and red wine. Maybe it's some sort of Hungarian custom.
I was so disappointed that I wanted to make myself something at home to get rid of the taste. But I was so drunk that I fell asleep. The housekeeper woke me up, and what can I tell you? The porridge was charcoal, the kitchen was like a smokehouse, and I had egg on my face. Well, that's Hungary checked off the list. What's next?
How about something local? I noticed there were vineyards in Kuttenberg.
But of course, we have vineyards and grapes from Burgundy that Emperor Charles himself had brought in. The local vintners grow some fine grapes, but they're still learning everything that comes after that. The local stuff gets diluted a lot. They flavor it with all sorts of shit, or leave it for vinegar.
Don't tell me you don't have a drop of anything local that would be worth trying.
Well, there's the monastery secret. A wine from the Sedlets monastery. My cousin Jerome is the custodian at the monastery vineyard.
Ah. Why is it called secret?
Taste it, and you'll see.
Interesting. There's no trace of any flavour that shouldn't be there. Neither honey nor spices. Just the pure taste of wine. But there is something to it. Something I don't recognise.
That's it, good man.
Is that the secret?
Exactly. The monks add a secret ingredient to the wine.
A secret ingredient? How do you know that?
Like I said, my cousin Jerome is the custodian of the monastery vineyard, and I handle their supply. Sometimes I bring food for the workers, new barrels, tools and the like. And from time to time, I bring them a sealed crate which smells peculiar. Jerome didn't want to tell me what's in it, but when I insisted, he told me it's some kind of incense they burn in the barrels.
Really? I've never heard of such a thing.
Neither have I. But like I said, the chest was sealed and the whole thing is shrouded in secrecy.
A real monastery secret. What should we drink next?
I'm glad you like my wine. But that's enough tasting for today. After all, I've offered you everything worth trying, and now the wine is starting to go to my head. But you're welcome to stay in my tavern as long as you like. I have to say, I really enjoyed our chat. It's rare to meet someone who really understands wine.
I enjoyed your company a lot too. Nevertheless, I won't keep you, Goodman, and I'll bid you farewell.
Farewell, and if you decide to extend your stay in Kuttenberg, stop by for a drink again.
Definitely. God be with you.
My friend, inebriation is a sin. Don't overdo it.
I spoke to Havel.
And? How did it go?
Good. I had to drink a bit of wine to get some answers out of him, but I sacrificed myself for the cause.
And what did he say?
It took a while, but in the end, he told me sometimes crates of a special incense are brought to the vineyard, and they apparently burn it in the barrels.
What? Incense? And he wasn't just yanking your pizzle or too drunk?
He may have been drunk, but he was telling the truth. He doesn't know what incense it is, just that they get it delivered.
Right, and here's a small reward so you don't go around saying old Casper's ungrateful. But now I need you to look into it further. We need to find out what this special incense is for. We'll have to take a look in the vineyard and take some of that incense.
We, meaning me, right?
Of course I mean you. See how well we understand each other?
I'll do it, but I want more coin. It's a risky thing to do. What's more, it's the monastery's vineyard, and I don't want to end up on the wrong side of the church.
All right. I'll give you more, but I want you to know you're bleeding me dry as is.
I'm the one likely to actually bleed. Now tell me where to look. The vineyard is pretty big.
It's big, true. But there's a vineyard house right in the middle. The custodian lives there, as well as the workers, and it's also where all the supplies are stored. Besides, there's also a side garden where they grow new varieties of grapes. If you could manage to bring me a few seedlings, they could greatly help my own vineyard.
Where exactly is the vineyard?
A short way to the north of town. It's pretty large, you can't miss it.
How do I get in? Isn't it guarded?
The simplest thing would be to get hired as a labourer. There'll be lots of work there now that it's summer.
What if they catch me?
You have to be careful. The vineyard is closely guarded, especially at night, and thieves are punished very severely. Don't get caught.
I'm on it then.
Good luck, and take care, Henry. By the way, what about the business with the Manlikas? Did you manage to get hold of the book by Bouchek?
Yes, Miss Adletter is sweet. And she even gave me back your book. Here it is.
Ah, thanks very much. I'll try to sell it and pay off at least some of my debts.
Y'all read, kidder?
You wouldn't happen to have any work for me, would you?
I'll tell you, we could use a canny bloke like you. Set yourself down here. And if you take the job, you'll get a heap of chink.
You need a cow? I'm not sure I can help you with that.
A cout lad. A strong bloke. I can see you're not for here. We have a bit of fash we need a hand with.
I see. I mean, I actually don't. I'm not a miner.
And that's just why I need a bloke like you. Look, I'm Vlach, gaffer of the St. Anthony Pit. They call us the Striped Tonys.
Yakkers? Striped Tonys?
Aye? There's a heap of shafts here in the mound, and each has its own gang of yakkers, miners, who I'll think they're the canniest. Only now, our festival is coming up, and there's always some backcast around it.
Backcast, you say? Tell me more.
Aye, trouble, fash. King Wenzel himself gave our mound the privilege to hold a grand pitman's shoot fest.
Shoot fest? Like a competition?
And every shaft has its own champion. Winning is a great honour, and we've won the last few years every time. But this year it's fucked. Our Anthony got lost and we can't compete without him. And the Saints are behind it. They want to bring us to our knees.
This Anthony is another miner.
He's no bloody miner. St. Anthony, the patron of our shaft. We have him on our stang.
On your what?
On what standard? Like on a pole.
And who are these thieving saints?
Yaggers from the All Saints shaft. They've had a howfing scene before, but now they're up to their oxters in water. And they blame us for it. Only that's bollocks. They only have themselves to blame for it. Their gaffer, Jorg Preng, he pushed it too fast. So now he's all worked up that they're digging like mad. And they're now to show for it.
So, what's all this to do with me?
We need a fella that the Saints don't ken. Someone who can get in their alehouse and nick our stang back. I'm certain they're hiding it there. There'll be a heap of chink in it for you, kidder, if you can do this for us.
Where can I find that alehouse?
No bother. It's in the Italian Quarter near the upper church. You can't miss it, kidder.
All right. Church can't be hard to spot.
The Saints meet and play dice beneath the alehouse. There's only one way in from below, through an old abandoned mine shaft.
Where can I find the entrance to this shaft?
On the slope, right below the paths of the Hradec Fortress Gate.
What does your standard actually look like?
It's a red and white stang, like a pole, with a carving of St. Anthony on it, and I'll gilded at the top.
All right. I'll take care of your fash for you. But it'll cost you some chink.
I'm glad to hear it, kidder. I could see you're a canny lad. You'll definitely get a nice boyfriend, but be careful. That foreman pring of theirs is a right awful bastard.
Thanks. I'll be careful.
How are you, my friend?
I'm well, thanks.
Wonderful! I'm celebrating today, you know. There's been a great event, terrific. I have a son, healthy and strong as he should be. A miracle, my man, a miracle.
What's his name?
Well, what else? Same as me, of course.
All right. And what's your name?
Michael. Like the Ark. Angel. And my little one's an angel too. You know, for a long time, me and my wife couldn't... you know, was starting to think something's wrong with me. Then she started drinking this concoction. Yarrow, sage, and... and wouldn't you know? First try, boom! Belly like a barrel.
Aye. Herbs can work wonders. All it took was one decoction.
Work it did, and how? The wife's healthy, so's the baby. That's a joy and a happiness in this day and age. I mean, some people say that bringing children into this godforsaken mess, well, it's practically a sin. Bollocks, if you ask me. There's always a war going on somewhere. There'd be no babies born at all. Thinking like that. How about you, friend? You have any young guns?
Not yet. I reckon there's still time enough for that.
Ah, true. Shouldn't have kids until you're ready. In your head, I mean. Children are a joy. When they stare up at you with those barely seeing eyes. And when they grab your finger with their tiny little hand, you're hooked. Hooked for good. But... what am I babbling on about? Every fellow has to discover that for himself. Well, you take care for now.
You too. And watch your step if you want to get home in one piece. If you're the leader of the Saints, I've come to see you.
Herrgott! How'd you get in here, horse son? Go back to where you came from.
Now, let me explain. I'm here in a matter of faith.
What are you blethering about? Are you some kind of priest?
I'm looking for St. Anthony, and something tells me that I'm in the right place. I can offer you a good deal.
Ah, I see. So the Stripes sent a new yakka for this thing, did they? Well, there will be none of that. Get lost and tell Flach to go fuck himself.
I don't care what your deal is with the Tonys. I just want to make Vlach pay. That idiot gave me an advance, and I'm fine with giving it all to you. Then I'll get the rest out of him anyway.
Herrgott, you're not like them Stripes. This is a whole new tune. But I don't have that stang anymore. I sold it to Hensel.
And who the hell is that?
You've been getting answers for free, but for any more you'll have to pay.
Fine. I'll pay you. Here you go. Now, where's this Hensel?
How should I ken? He's definitely not in the city.
Oh, damn it, what are you blabbering about?
He left towards Prague. I reckon he'll be somewhere near Bilani.
What, you couldn't have told me that before? Ah, fine then. Goodbye.
Bugger off, and thanks for the coin, Doylem.
I'm here.
Right on time. Unlike our old astronomical clock, it's been stuck for 30 years. I hope you don't break my trust in you, and that you make a good impression on the others as well. It seems all the other masters are looking forward to what Frisky's son can do. You'd better make a good impression.
I'm ready. We can begin.
Honored friends, masters of the Blacksmiths Guild, let me introduce the newest adept of the Master's Trial, Henry of Skalitz.
So, this is old Frisky's lad. I can hardly believe it.
Aber I do not see much of a resemblance.
Vielleicht ein wenig.
I do not see it.
Aye, Frisky here, Frisky there. All that talk about not taking in outsiders, and now you've gone and flipped it all around.
Martin was a good bloke and an excellent swordsmith. If Henry here is anything like him, he'd be a welcome addition to the guild.
Genau.
Look, I didn't know this Frisky fella of yours. I'm more interested to see what the lad can do than who his pa was.
We'll see what he can do shortly. Just to be clear, let me repeat what the trial entails. In the first part, the verbal examination, he will receive 3 questions. He must answer all 3 of them correctly in order to pass. If he makes a single mistake, this part of the exam is considered failed, and he won't get a chance to correct himself. After the verbal examination comes the practical one, where our adept skills will be tested.
And if he is successful, he'll become one of us.
Let's begin with the first part of the trial. Who would like to ask Henry the first question?
How about... Why do blacksmiths whistle while they work?
To keep rhythm.
That's correct.
At least that.
Let's move on to the second.
What's the final step before completing a piece?
Quenching the workpiece in a barrel.
Correct.
Richtig.
Last question.
Say, Heinrich, how can you tell you have made progress on your workpiece?
By the shape.
That's correct.
Correct.
You answered all 3 questions correctly. Now, just to complete the practical exam, Henry, your task will be to forge a guild sword right in front of our eyes. Here's the design for it, as well as the materials. I'm sure you know what to do with them.
Viel Glück. Let's see what you can do, young Frisky.
Let's see, then.
All done.
Let's see what you made. Excellent, Henry. Good work. I'm glad you didn't disappoint. Honored friends, masters of the Blacksmiths Guild, Henry of Skalitz has successfully completed the trial. Let us head for the guild hall for the acceptance ceremony. After successfully fulfilling all requirements, I'm proud to announce our guild has grown by a new member. Approach Henry of Skalitz. Kneel. Swear for the first time on your honor and by God Almighty that you will defend the interests of the Blacksmiths Guild of Kuttenberg.
I swear.
Swear for the second time that you will protect all secrets entrusted to you by the Guild.
I swear.
And swear for the third time that you will always act honestly and God-fearingly to spread the esteem of our guild among the people.
I swear.
Now hang your guild sword next to those of the other masters. Welcome to the guild, Henry. It's now up to you to say a few words.
Worthy masters. First of all, I have to say what a great honor this is for me. Becoming a member of such a prestigious guild in this great city is something I'd hardly have dreamt of just a few months ago. I promise to fulfill my oaths and prove to you that I'm someone you can rely on.
We are glad to hear it. In any case, from this day forward, Henry is to take over Skoda's forge and repair it. He therefore acquires the right to use it with one obligation, and that is the accommodation of the widow Magdalena. The guild rents her jointure after the death of her husband. That will be your responsibility now, Henry.
That won't be for much longer anyway.
She's a kind woman. I'll be happy to help her.
We'll see about that, once she goes poking her nose into everything at the forge.
It sounds like you have your work cut out for you, Henry. But like all hard work, the results will surely be worth it. The ceremony is now over.
Thanks. Thanks, lad.
The good Lord himself sent you to us.
You can rest easy. The ones outside are dead.
Fucking bastards! Filthy scum!
They attacked you.
Oh, God heard our prayers. But what about Vashek?
My son and 2 hired hands stood up to them.
I'm sorry.
Mother Mary, what will we do? They killed him. They killed them all. God, my God.
What's your name? I've never seen you here.
I'm Henry. Just passing through.
God be with you. You're welcome to stop by any time. I'd be happy to teach you a few things.
God bless. I've come about your St. Anthony.
Aye? How'd it go? Have you got our stang?
Aye. I got it back. Here's your Anthony in all his glory.
By Christ, it really is our Tony. A little scratched here and there, but in one piece. You helped us out a lot, Henry. The Pitman Shoot Fest will be in a few days, and we'd have had a right basin without it.
Yeah. It was none too easy, I can tell you.
You saved the good name of our St. Anthony pit. Here's the foy we promised. You handled it well.
Glad to be of help. The next time, keep old Tony well locked up.
Thanks. Come by sometime. You're always welcome on our table, bonny lad. God be with you.
Gepriesen sei der Herr. What do you need?
Master Menhard, the sword is at the town hall.
Wunderbar, Heinrich. But we cannot go there in the Nacht. Come after sunrise. Then we can go there to look. Do not forget to pretend you are surprised.
What's it like in Germany?
Ach, viel Politik, was sonst? It is better to avoid it. Everyone in the Reich watches only their own interest. Die Kurfürsten most of all. And the Kaiser, who would bring Ordnung? There is none now. And what is more, there are 2 Päpste. One in Rome and one in Avignon in Frankreich. There is confusion in the Imperium now.
Tell me about where you're from. Frankfurt.
Die Freie Reichsstadt Frankfurt is a huge and glorious city. 3-mal bigger than Kuttenberg. Tall steeples, rich houses, strong walls, beautiful Kirchen and große Messen. The Emperor Karl der Große himself founded it. There is no more lovely Stadt under the sun.
What's this righteous state?
Freie Reichsstadt? It means we are directly subject to the Kaiser. More rights for uns, Bürger. Better status in the Reich. Something like Kuttenberg. That is also directly under the crown. But in Frankfurt, der König der Römer is usually elected.
Große Messen? Big mess?
Nein! Big markets, like you never have seen. Not even in Prague are there such. Goods come to Frankfurt from far and wide, especially fabrics. You can find better nowhere.
My word. I'd love to see that one day.
You should. He who has not been in Frankfurt does not know what a city is. City air brings freedom, and nowhere more than in Frankfurt.
Well, well. One town is not like another.
Genau.
How is it with your sword-fighting brotherhood?
Naja, in Frankfurt are the greatest Meister of all martial arts. Jeder weiß das. Whatever weapon or technique you can think of. Wir Frankfurter know it. Glaub mir. If anyone does not believe me, I will challenge him to a duel. That is also why your King Wenzel came to us when he was looking for gute Fechter.
Are you really that good? I'm not convinced.
Doch. Glaub mir, verdammt. Some say that in Augsburg or Nürnberg there are bessere Meister. Aber they cannot match our Bruderschaft. They are good, but we are die Besten. Anyone who is a Meister in Nürnberg, he has learned from uns. Ich sage dir, Heinrich, one day the Kaiser will acknowledge our Bruderschaft as the greatest Meister in the whole Reich. And then we will teach Fechten to everyone.
Tell me something about yourself, Menhard.
So ask.
What does a master sword fighter like you actually do? I mean, apart from teaching the art, of course.
The same as here. According to the rules of the Frankfurter Bruderschaft, I travel and establish Schwertkampfschule and also see Fechter in other lands and improve my art. Sometimes I also am hired to fight a duel for someone else or prepare someone for such a duel.
Tell me, have you ever been in a famous duel?
Yeah, I went to Lombardy to see how they are good with sword there, because I heard they have good Meister. And it is true. I crossed swords in Milan with Meister Luca Beneventi. The Prince of Milan came to watch our Gefecht, and also many of the lords there. We fought with Langschwert, sword and shield, and pole arms, and also Ringen. First in armor, then in light clothing.
My word. Did you win?
Nein, it was undecided. But the Prince of Milan gave us both fine horses and much Geld. He said he had never seen such a nice Gefecht.
Menhard, there's this one thing. Before Friedrich and the rest came, I won our duel in town.
Das stimmt. Fortuna smiled on you. You would not have the same luck again, be assured. But it is true, you won fair and square. And because I am fair too, here are your Groschen.
Danke, Menhard.
Good news. I gained the right to use the forge.
Wonderful. Finally, we can make some progress here. I'm just worried that once you see the mess inside, you'll turn on your heel and run.
Why would I run?
I'm just joking. But make no mistake, you're in for some hard work. The house will have to be cleared out first before you can do anything else. The forge, as well as the floor above. Clear the rubble, put it in sacks, take it outside to the wagon, pick up the things laying around, sweep the floors. There's much to do, and I'm afraid I won't be of much help. My back isn't what it used to be. One bad move and I'll stay hunched over like an old crone.
I'm sure I can manage.
I hope so. Looks like you have some strong hands and that you're not all thumbs. But first you'll have to get inside. The entrance from the street is blocked. A beam collapsed.
I'll figure it out.
My word, you really are a handy lad. And hard-working too. I like to see that. You see this, Skoda? Your forge is finally in good hands.
I found this. The mark Martin used to use is on it. Do you know what it could be?
Aye, that looks like one of the sketches for that grand project of theirs. They always met up in the evenings after work. All hush-hush, and over something so silly, no less.
Why did they meet up?
Because of the broken astronomical clock on the Rathaus Tower. Back then, the city officials decided they wanted it fixed, so they asked the masters of the guild to propose a solution. Your pa got all excited about it, then got my old Skoda involved, along with that other apprentice that was here. What was his name? Such a timid, quiet lad. Sakra. I can't recall, but I remember they did some work on it, but the city ended up changing its mind.
They blew it off?
Not at all. They brought in some Italians, all the way from Padua or whatever it's called. And how do you think that turned out?
They fixed it?
They made a right mess of it. It was a terrible disgrace. The Italians ended up running off along with the money. There was no money left for the repairs, and there still isn't. So the clock is still broken. I remember when it still used to chime. But what can you do? Better to discuss what you want to do with this place.
I want to spruce this whole place up.
All right, then. Come, I'll show you something. This was Skoda's table. He was always sketching something, planning repairs. He could stand here for hours. It was his favourite spot. And now it's yours.
It's an honor.
I think there's just one thing left to do. You have to put up a shop sign. So your customers know where to go, right? Have a look at the plans here. Good work, Henry. I didn't think I'd see this fire going ever again.
We'll get this place up and running again.
Now that you're officially open, why don't you forge something for me?
What do you need?
Nothing difficult. My old axe broke. It served me for many years, even after he died. Only now it's all worn down and crooked, so it's not good for chopping.
Why didn't you get a new one in all those years? Someone from the guild would surely be happy to make you one. Probably for free.
I don't need their charity. Besides, if you're even half as talented as your pa was, this should be child's play to you, no?
Of course. You can count on me.
And don't forget to sharpen it too. I can't chop with a dull axe.
I noticed your brooch. It's really lovely.
It's a nightingale. Skoda made it for me for our first anniversary. I used to sing while I worked, and he'd always say, "My little nightingale."
It's a real masterwork.
It's mainly a keepsake now. Not much of his is left. Just that old axe. And an axe doesn't make the best love token.
I'd like to know more about your husband.
What would you like to know?
How did he become a guild master?
Not long after our wedding, he passed the guild exam. He was even offered a choice of 2 forges. There were 2 vacant ones. One in town, in the Merchant's Quarter, where young Matthias is now, and this one. Everyone was surprised he chose this place. But we figured there'd be more space here. And we were right. People didn't mind walking outside the walls once they saw the big, fine smithy we built here. As our smithy prospered, Skoda's influence grew, not just in the guild. He even talked about standing for a seat on the council. But he didn't live to see it.
How many journeymen did he train here?
Well, not all that many, to be honest. He started with some lad called Yaneba from Petch. But the boy couldn't take Skoda's high standards and left. My husband was a strict man. I can't remember a single apprentice who stayed longer than 6 months. Your father was an exception. Him and the Fly. The 2 of them stayed together here 2 whole years. Right to the end. That says something about their skill. They were just fine smiths, and Skoda held them in high regard.
What happened after he died?
It's all a bit of a blur. I don't really remember that time too well. It all happened so quickly. He fell ill, took to bed, and 3 days later we were laying him out. Suddenly the smithy was full of people. The guildmasters arranged the funeral, the councillors came to offer condolences. The journeyman disappeared without a word. I went to my sister's for a time, and while I was away the roof caught fire. And the rest you know. I was left here all on my own.
I'd like to know something about Martin.
Of course, ask away.
What was Martin like when he was young?
He was a well-mannered boy. I didn't know him outside the forge, but by all accounts he was quite a rascal. Word was, he never missed a chance for mischief. He was always betting on something. Even tried it on with my Skoda. He eventually talked him into a wager. I don't even remember what for. That he'd leap the brook down on Bach. He took a long pole and said he'd vault right over. It seemed like a clever idea, but the pole snapped in 2, and poor Martin plunged straight into the water. Skoda called him Frisky from that day on.
How was he at the trade?
Better than good. He wasn't a complete beginner when he came. He'd trained under another master first. I can't recall where from. I think he brought a few sketches with him, which he showed Skoda, and the 2 of them tried to work something out. He wanted to become a swordsmith, and it showed. He really cared about mastering the craft. He spent a lot of time at it. My husband praised him for being able to think for himself from the very beginning. And he didn't hand out praise lightly, let me tell you that.
How did you get along with Martin?
He was no trouble. Ate whatever I cooked, helped out now and then when it was needed. He was a bit like a son to me, really. Although, he never wanted to talk about his family, where he was born, where he came from. No one could get it out of him.
Why did he end up leaving Kuttenberg when things were going so well for him here?
If only I knew. One day he was still here, comforting me, saying everything would be all right. And the next day, he was gone. Didn't even take his things. I asked after him at the guild, but no one wanted to say anything. I often wondered if he'd got himself into trouble somehow. But I never did find out what it might have been. And I doubt we ever will.
I have that axe you wanted.
Wonderful. Let's see. My word. This is really great work, Henry. Your customers will be tripping over each other to buy your products. Just be warned. People here in the city care more about the quality of work than in the countryside. If something is shoddy, they'll notice it right away. So, if you mess up a piece while forging and it ends up being low quality, it's best to just make a new one. All right?
All right.
Word will spread soon enough that locals don't have to go to the city to have something forged. And you'll have your first customers. Everyone around here knows me, so sometimes they might come to me with orders. I did the same for my husband back then. Does that work for you?
That works for me.
Glad to hear it.
As long as it doesn't bother you.
Why would it? On the contrary, I'm glad. I'll help out around the house, and I'll be happy to help with this too. I don't get out much, so I have all the time in the world. Oh, and one more important thing. You can also sell pieces you forge on your own, without anyone ordering them. There's a storeroom past the left door under the archway on the street, where you'll find a chest you can put products in, and I'll do my best to sell them. Here's the key to the chest. I'll hold onto the money for the products for you, so feel free to ask any time.
Where did you say the chest is?
In the storeroom. It's the left door beneath the archway. You can't miss it.
You've taken on quite the workload, Magdalena.
I don't mind. All the movement keeps me young. In the meantime, you can focus on getting in good with the guild.
What do you mean, get in good?
The guildmasters are an eclectic bunch. They all like different things. It would be best if you try to be on good terms with everyone. They'll appreciate you, and you'll forge all the more. For example, Boris of Brod loves nothing more than rolling dice. If you offer him a game at the Guildhall, I'm sure he won't refuse. He used to be one of your pa's best friends. He might even tell you about some of their misadventures.
I'm not sure I want to know.
Oh, yes, you do. Don't lie to yourself.